Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are continuing with our paper 1 preparation, grade 12. We are doing a question now, a tricky question on quadratic sequences. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. There is a link to the past paper that this is from in the description, and I'll put one in the comments as well. So I would suggest you start at question 1. So just click on the playlist and begin from question 1, and you can work through with that. If you are just looking for the answer to this question 3.3, then stay here and let's get to it. Alright, so this question says the quadratic sequence 14, 9, 6 and 5, etc. is Tn equals n squared minus 8n plus 21. In 3.1 we showed how you get here, and now what we need to do is determine the values of m for which only the terms between t1 and t7 will have negative values. Okay, so what I want to do is just determine t1 to t7 quick, and as you can put that in your calculator. If you put in n as 5, you'll get 6. If you put in n as 6, you'll get 9 and then 14. And so what we notice is that this is symmetrical. It goes 14, 9, 6, 5 and then back up to 14. So what we need to know then with a quadratic sequence is it forms a parabola, okay? And none of those values at this stage are greater. Well, they're all greater than 0, so none of them are negative. So we want to find the values of the quadratic sequence between t1 and t7. In other words, from t2 to t6. Okay, so what we're adding m to each of them. Now, if you add a number to these, they're going to get higher, so they're going to get bigger. So actually, m is going to be negative. Okay, so what we can do is we can imagine our parabola above the x-axis, and then now we want to bring it down. Okay, so we want to bring it down from positive to negative, where the t2 to t6 become negative. All right, so what we can put in here is t7 is 14 and t1, so that should be t1 is 14 and t7 is 14. So let me just make a note there. Okay, I'll just correct that quickly now. So this is t1 is 14, okay? And so we need to bring that down. So notice if we bring 14 down by 14, it'll become 0, okay, which is positive, which is fine. Okay, all we don't want it to be is negative, because it's only the ones between t2 and t6. So we want to bring t6 down to become negative. And if you do that, and t2 as well, then obviously the other ones, t3 and t4 and t5, will also be negative, because those are below t6. Okay, so there we have it there. We've brought it down. Okay, now notice if we bring it down by 14, t1 is 0, and that's fine. Okay, but it's not negative yet. So we know, therefore, that m must be between negative 14 and negative 9, because if we don't bring it down by, let's say we bring it down by minus 8, or down by 8, t6 won't be negative, because 9 minus 8 will give us 1, which will still be positive. So we know, therefore, that now we can just write this out, right? So t7 equals t1 equals 14. Therefore, we know that m is greater than negative 14. Okay, it can't be minus 15. So because if it's minus 15, it goes too far down and t1 becomes negative. That should make sense. Comment below if it doesn't. And then t6 equals t2 is 9, and so m must therefore be less than negative 9. And so we can just write that as m is between 14 and minus 9. Notice the greater than and equal to sign again for the 14, minus 14, because it can be minus 14, because that would make t1 and t7 0, which is still not negative. Okay, so hopefully that helped you guys, and in the next lesson we will be doing 4.1. I'm going to leave this on the screen here. Can you try and do this question by yourselves? As I said, link in the description to this past paper, and let's continue this past paper together. And I will continue to help you guys out. If you please comment and subscribe if this video helped you. Takes a bit of time. I know a lot of you guys are doing it on your mobile, which is why I've redone these questions nice and big so that you can see it, because one of the comments was that you couldn't see the past paper. So I've done all these questions as big as I can so that if you're watching on your mobile, you can continue your revision. Thanks very much, and see you for question 4.1 in the next one. Cheers.